Quick disclaimer, the word world and the word self is selfish, and then the word world is World Cup. My editor, for some reason, chopped off every World Cup and every selfish and a couple other words, so it might get a little bit confusing. Hopefully it doesn't. I rewatched it and it's a little confusing, but hey, I'm gonna still drop this shit. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Juancho Double O Jack, and I'm back with a banger on your mother head tops. Yo, in today's video, we're reacting to the U.S. men's national team is better. How do y'all feel about that? My Americans, my fellow Americans? That shit is crazy. That's a crazy thumbnail right there with Guillermo Ochoa, hold on, nah, show me the thumbnail again. The greatest world keeper of all time. And you can't tell me otherwise. Anyways, we're gonna get right into the video.
Mexico has failed to win the Nations League 3 consecutive times.
And we're gonna see why the Mexican national team has all of a sudden been so act, because they actually have. They've lost a lot of games to shitter teams. They struggle to beat America every single time. Enough yapping, mate. Let's see what Cisco's opinion is on the downfall of the Mexican national team. As always, I'm going to leave the video description down below so you guys can go subscribe to Cisco and leave him a big old fat like, 150th like by Juancho Double O Jack. Let's get right into it.
This is the worst Mexican national team I've seen in my lifetime, and I had to witness the 2015 squad finish off the year winning only 4 of their final 14 games, drawing 7 and losing in 3. Interestingly enough, you could say that since 2018, the Mexican national team has been on a progressive free fall that has taken a nosedive in the last 3 to 4 years.
That's very interesting because they have still, several very talented players in Europe. But I don't know, I just feel like it's never, even when they had Tecato, when they had HH, and when they had Lozano at the top of his PSV NAP career, they have never found a way to fully, this generation at least, a Chicharito, Giovanni Dos Santos, that older generation, stupid good.
Since 2021, Mexico has failed to win the Nations League 3 consecutive times. Meanwhile, the United States, our biggest rivals, have seemingly coasted to victory every single time. You could also say that the Nations League is glorified friendlies that were created by FIFA in order to sell more tickets. Honestly, the media has taken the Nations League and ran with it, so there's not really much room for that argument. Regardless about what you might think about the Nations League, one thing is becoming clear is that this side is regressing, and this is also shown by the fact that the US is undefeated versus Mexico in their last 7 games.
Oh my god, since 2021, been 3 years since Mexico has beat the United States, and they used to walk over the US like it was nothing. There was a run, I think, of like a decade where it was just a walk in for Mexico every single time. That's insane.
Games, with Mexico's last win coming in 2019. Add to this the fact that for the first time since 1978, Mexico failed to get past the World Cup group stage in 2022. It's so pitiful, I genuinely cannot believe everything that I just stated. And before anyone questions on my qualifications to speak about La Seleccion, 1, I'm Mexican. 2, I've been watching La Seleccion play since I was about 8 years old, and they were honestly my introduction into football as a whole. I was watching them before I started watching the European League, so I 100%
agree with you, Cisco. My Seleccion Colombia
really know what I'm talking about here, okay? I've been following them for a really long time, so I don't want any slander in my name in the comment. There was always a sentiment that the team was good enough to compete with not only the top CONCACAF teams, but also some of the big dogs across the world. And is that coming from bias? Of course it is. Who wouldn't want to see their national team do well? But regardless of that bias, from about 2008 to the 2018 World Cup,
oh, what a team. Hold on, we gotta go back.
National team do well. But regardless of that bias, from about
what a team. Carlitos Vela, Young Ochoa, Rafa Marquez. God damn, they had a little squad.
2008 to the 2018 World Cup.
And then this little squad too, Chucky, Guardado, Chicha, HH, Raul Jimenez, I'm pretty sure was on this team, Miguel Layun. Come on, man. Some big name fucking players. They should definitely not be losing to the United States for like 5 years in a row, bro.
Mexico seemed to be at a recent peak, with players like Rafa Marquez, Chicharito, Giovanni Dos Santos, Guardado, Layun, Herrera, and Ochoa in his prime. The national team was full of not only talent that was playing at high levels, but also players who were ready to give their all on the pitch for their country. With 4 Copa Oros from 2009 to 2019, which was the tail end of this era, 4 consecutive World Cups, and an Olympic gold medal victory, Mexico was capitalizing on the talent that they had at their
Hey, sis, fam.
4 Copa Oros from 2009 to 2019, which was the tail end of this era.
Fire. because that's a the tournament and it's a
4 consecutive World Cups.
bro. You're acting like Mexico isn't in CONCACAF. Making consecutive World Cups is a must. No offense, yo, absolute no offense, but I'm gonna say it how it is. Mexico should be making the world ever since the establishment of the world. Mexico has so much more talent, and they play against literal tin pot nation. That's like me saying, like, it's like being Brazilian and be like, we made it to like 6 World Cups or like 20 world. Like, no shit, Einstein. You're the best team in the division.
Victory, Mexico was capitalizing on the talent that they had at their disposal. But somewhere along the way, something went wrong and La Selección has not recovered since. And real quick boys, if you're enjoying the video and enjoying the content, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel.
Go subscribe, go comment, go like.
And if you're not new to the channel, welcome back boys. Hope you're enjoying the content that I've been posting so far. With that being said boys, let's get into Mexico and why we have been facing so many problems in the last couple of years. I believe there are 2 factors that have contributed directly to La Selección's decline, with both factors playing off of each other in one way or another. The first factor, Liga MX and the Mexican Football Federation are not allowing our best talent to go to Europe, which is
that's a huge, because that's where the best football is played in the whole world. The fact that, yeah, Mexico hasn't, you know, brought anybody out to Europe in a long time that's relevant, a Mexican relevant PM player other than the Mucker in PSV or in Feyenoord. The little Mexican in Feyenoord, the striker, he's really good, but other than him, there's not a single Mexican in Europe.
Many players who are in Liga MX are essentially facing one of 2 dilemmas while in Mexico and are looking to make the jump abroad. The first one is that Liga MX is paying the top Mexican talent a ridiculous amount of money, which is giving players no, and MX is paying the
oh my god, look at the Colombian league all the way down there. Look at where Liga MX is, right underneath the Turkey. Oh my god, Liga MX pays better than the Portuguese, than the Primera Liga Portuguese, pays better than the Eredivisie, better than the Argentinian league, damn, pays better than the MLS, better than the Belgian Pro League. Yo, there's a lot of decent European leagues, South American leagues that they pay better than, which is insane to me. Hold on, let's keep watching this.
The top Mexican talent a ridiculous amount of money, which is giving players no incentives to leave. For example, let's take a look at Alexis Vega, a player who definitely has had some potential, but has spent his entire career in Mexico. When he was still at Chivas, he was on a $3.7 million contract. That's more than a lot of Premier League players make. Players like Jacob Ramsey, Mateus Cunha, Pedro Neto, Ivan Toney, Danny Welbeck, and the list goes on.
Oh my goodness, guys. Yo, Cisco, you have a point, brother. You literally have a fat point. That's insanity. Then the top league, then a player like Danny Welbeck that gets good minutes on Brighton, he's making more money.
Can you really sit here with a straight face and tell me that Alexis Vega is better than Pedro Neto, that he deserves to be making more than him? No. Why is he making that much money? There's a clear problem here where Liga MX sides are overpaying.
That shit is crazy.
Some of their
Mateus Acuna from Wolverhampton. He's having a season. And this guy's making more money in Liga MX than him. That shit makes 0 sense.
Top talent, which is giving them no reason to properly challenge themselves. They can make more money by staying in their home country, playing football for a club that is more than likely going to make the playoffs every single season and still get called up to the national team. What is the point of challenging yourself by going abroad to unfamiliar territory? You can see the problem, right? Secondly, teams in Mexico are not allowing some of their
honestly, if you have your family in Mexico, if you're living good in Mexico and you're getting paid, why the fuck would you want to leave?
Their players to leave at all.
You have a point, sister.
In this case, let's take a look at El Chiquito Sanchez. El Chiquito has arguably been one of, if not best center midfielder in Liga MX in the last few seasons, and his services have earned him call-ups to the national team. At just 24 years old, he still has plenty of time to continue to grow his skill set and develop into an even better midfielder than he already is. However, his club is holding him back. Pachuca recently had the opportunity to allow El Chiquito to depart to Toulouse in France, but instead blocked the offer and essentially forced him to stay in Mexico.
Damn, they forced him to stay in Mexico. How do you block somebody's transfer though? Toulouse FC from Toulouse mandó una oferta
El Chiquito to depart to Toulouse in France, but instead blocked.
Eric Sanchez pudo emigrar a Francia, pero lo impidió. Damn, he said he's gonna dip.
Blocked the offer and essentially forced him to stay in Mexico. And look, again, I want to emphasize, I'm not saying it's a problem to start your career in Liga MX. For all Mexican players, it's going to be the place where they can refine their talents and continue to grow. I'm not trying to say that our talent should be in Europe at the age of 18 or 16, especially because many of our players aren't ready for the jump at that point. However, once players reach a point where Liga MX isn't providing a real challenge and they aren't showing any growth as players, then that is a time where we as a country must realize that keeping our best players in Mexico isn't doing us any good. We actually got some.
that shit is hindering you guys.
More news since I originally recorded this video. It looks like Alexis Vega was wanted by Benfica and by Porto, which is right, those Portuguese league teams that I was talking about earlier, but he was essentially priced out of the move, which kind of goes hand in hand with both of the examples that I was giving. The fact that he was being paid so much by the teams in Mexico really just priced him out. So he was essentially forced by his club to stay in Mexico instead of going to a league that would have been way better for him as a player. This plays into my second factor. We all know Liga MX is the best league in CONCACAF. I know MLS is starting to sign players like Messi, Giroud, Suarez, and all the guys that are at Inter Miami, and even in rare instances signing young talents like Ricky Puig at LA Galaxy, but objectively, Liga MX is just better.
Objectively, yes. Yes, I agree. Player, bar for bar, word for word, position per position. Yeah, man. MLS is dusted. That Inter Miami team, if it wasn't for those 4 superstars, would be the worst team to ever debut in any of the top 5 European leagues. And if that team were to go without those 4 superstars to Liga MX to play a single match, it would get blown out the water by anything.
When the matchups are fair, as we see in the CONCACAF Champions League, Mexican teams blow the US teams out the water. However, Liga MX is nowhere near the level it has been at before, nor anywhere near the level of some of Europe's more developmental leagues like the Eredivisie or Liga Portugal. It's in these leagues where we should be sending our more promising players in order for them to continue to grow. But let's take a look at players like Edson Alvarez and Santi Jimenez, for example. These are 2 players who took the leap from Liga MX to Europe and have become 10 times the player that they ever were. After impressing at Ajax, Edson moved to West Ham, where he has not only improved as a player, but has also impressed many as he was brought to try and fill the gap that
very good player
Rice left behind, and has done a great
Santi Jimenez,
job since. For Jimenez, he has quickly become one of the most promising strikers in Europe, and there's no telling what he may accomplish after moving on from Feyenoord. Now we have players like Sanchez who could be developing into even brighter players, but is stuck in his current surroundings. And once again, I want to emphasize this because I know people are going to be on my back about it. Having players in our national team that are playing in Liga MX or in MLS has not always been a bad thing. In the 2010 and 2014 World Cup squads, we had 14 players coming from Liga MX and MLS and 11 in the 2018 World Cup squad. And the reason why I'm talking about the World Cup squad specifically, because this is where every nation is sending their best and their brightest to compete against everyone else in the world. So this is the best factor of here's our best 23-26 players, hence why I'm using them as an example. In some of our past World Cup squads,
I understand, but you can't, not gonna lie, bro, you cannot have no 11-14 from Liga MX going to your world, especially if Liga MX is what, the 8th best league in the world. You just can't have that happen. You gotta, like you said, you gotta make sure, or not make sure, your nation needs to stop being selfish. Mexico needs to stop being selfish. Liga MX needs to stop being selfish, and they need to let their players blossom and go to Europe, because they know way that you're trying to do anything in the World Cup 14 or 11 Liga MX players. I don't give a fuck if in the past that. We're in 2024, my boy. Y'all are about to get whomped on. Unless Liga MX grows × 4 in the next years, you guys are about to get fucking whomped.
like Cuauhtémoc Blanco,
that was, like I said, that was back in like what, 2002, 1999, like
Bofo Bautista, and they all have.
And how long ago was? Come on, man. Your league was. You even said your league, Cisco. The Liga MX was better back in the day. And even that, still, I wouldn't. It's like me saying. It's like me being Brazilian. El Brasileirão is a better league than Liga MX. Can't tell me otherwise. And it's like me as a Brazilian accepting that like 8 of my players in the world are gonna be Brazil. Come on, man. You're tripping on this. Y'all boys just need to stop paying me. Cause no, I'm telling you, the talent is there. Mexico has so much talent, man.
Perform for Mexico and have spent a majority of their time playing in Liga MX. The real issue is that the general quality of the league has dropped as we ditch
okay, wait, he just said it. Yeah, literally quality of the league has dropped. So you can't have 11 players from that league on your World Cup team, bro.
Promotion.
That shit's crazy. You're just expecting to lose, and on your goal team, and on all these tournaments and Nations League. No wonder y'all losing, because the United States has a whole 11 in Europe, and you guys have a whole 11 of Liga MX.
Have expanded the amount of teams that make it into La Liguilla, which is the playoffs, from 8 to 12, then back to 10, and now back to 12. Liga MX at the moment is allowing every team, every player to be okay with being bang average. Teams and players know that they do not have to give it their all, because at the end of the day, they know that their team just has to be 12th best team in the country in order to still have a chance to win it all. With 2/3 of the league given the chance to to win the league in one way or another, and the other 1/3 not facing any consequences due to their poor performances. It is essentially just a constant cycle of promoting being bang average. Pair this with the fact that players are earning high wages, and then you see how this is a problem. When every year you are guaranteed to earn millions, you have no pressure to perform at a high level consistently because you know you just have to make it to 12th place, and there's no need to
being average, being top 12, bro. There's no competition, man. The top 12 make the playoff.
Leave such a comfortable environment. And let me try and reel it in real quick because I kind of feel like I'm going on a little bit of a yap fest here. What I'm trying to get at is the fact that Liga MX is only producing a small handful of actual promising talent. That talent is then stuck playing in Mexico, either due to the fact that their clubs are not letting them leave, or they have no desire to leave because they know they're gonna earn less and work harder elsewhere. Once stuck in Mexico, players then continue to play and develop in poor leagues where they become very one-dimensional and easy to play against at a high level. So once we do play larger opponents, or the US
or the United States, there we go. Come on, man, you can't be playing the US in your own CONCACAF. Got some sorry ass European first division players on that national team. Not gonna, bro. Jake got the Norwich shirt on. I don't even know who the fuck is that. Y'all can't be losing to these folks for 5 years since 2019. That shit. Hell no, bro.
Only have stars all across Europe, and I know some of you are gonna say, oh, but some of the US players play on the bench. Who cares? They're still playing this.
Shut up. Nah. I literally just said that. And I do care.
And I know
because no.
But once we do play larger opponents, or the US, who currently
I'll let you say that shit about Colombia, baby. I'll let you say that shit about the South American teams that actually have stars in Europe. Come on, man. Weston McKennie and Christian Pulisic and Balogun. Come on, man. Y'all gotta do better, bro.
only have stars all
That
across
team is ass, dog.
Europe, and I know some of
you are gonna
you are gonna say, oh, but some of the US players play on the bench. Who?
Because they do, and they don't get any playing time, and y'all shouldn't be losing to them for 5 years.
Who cares? They're still playing this.
No,
They're still getting game time. So regardless of what you might think, regardless of the fact that
y'all need to step it up.
that some of the players sometimes are on the bench,
I'm telling you what you don't want to hear.
Still getting better experience than the players that are playing in Liga MX. So essentially, once we do play these sides, right, either bigger European sides or South American sides or the US, Mexico is exposed as being really mediocre. But despite all this negativity that I am spewing out, it's not all doom and gloom. There are potential fixes that could rescue the situation for Mexico. First of all, we do need to find a coach that is going to play our best talent. I'm tired of seeing Antuna and Henry Martin starting for Mexico, as they encapsulate some of the problems that I have described and have quite frankly just not been anywhere near good enough. You have players like Santi Jimenez just sitting on the bench, and now you've had multiple managers who just aren't giving one of the most promising players in Europe a chance to play at the striker position for us. Just sitting on the bench because Henry Martin is proved in Liga MX, and every time he plays for the national team, he does nothing. And then in Antuna's case, he's been in the squad now for quite some time, and does anyone have a very memorable moment for Antuna? No, because he doesn't do anything. Literally, play anyone else. Give someone else a chance. Anyone. Also,
ain't gonna lie, Cisco, who the fuck is Antuna? Yo, if I'm Mexican, bro, I'm angry because I got some motherfucker named Antuna starting at striker game.
So this might
Antuna.
give me a
Santi Jimenez is like scoring goals. The only mother in Europe that's relevant, and he's on the bench. That shit is disgusting.
Heat here, but I'm done with Ochoa. Whoever the next coach is that comes in, he needs to make a statement and just be done with Ochoa. He is undoubtedly a legend. He's been in the Mexico national team for quite some time now. He's had amazing World Cup, but he is past it. He is old. He is not good. He is too old to be playing at a high level. We need to start giving our other goalkeepers a chance. How do you expect other keepers to settle into the side, communicate, and build relationships with our defenders if you're just playing Ochoa constantly every single tournament, every single time? Thank you, Ochoa, for the memories, but it's time to go. I know I went on a little bit of a tangent there.
Same feeling with Ospina, Colombian national team, but you guys actually have a Bruno Ochoa.
But secondly,
can't say that shit about it. Hopefully he has a good farewell, yo. Shout out to Ochoa. Best world keeper of all.
We have to allow our players to leave to Europe. The experiment isn't always going to work, as we saw with Diego Lainez and a couple of other players who have gone to Europe, but if we don't send our brightest players, we're never going to know how much better they can be. Let our players go play in leagues where they're going to be challenged physically and tactically by other top talent across the world. To be the best, you got to play against the best. It's that simple. Lastly, and this one's probably going to take the longest, bring back relegation promotion and tighten the amount of teams that make La Liga from 12 back to 8. This will
relegation promotion. That means, I mean, you guys have to have a second division size, second division Liga MX. So that wouldn't be a problem if there's already a second division, like a G League. If there isn't a G League and there's just B teams, America B, Cholos de Guadalajara B, León B, then that shit wouldn't work because you guys aren't gonna promote the B team. You know what I mean?
force teams to be more competitive, helping the league pick up some of the quality it used to have, as players will want to make sure they're playing at the best of their ability in order to compete for titles. Relegation promotion being kind of thrown to the wind isn't exclusive to Liga MX. I know MLS doesn't do it, and they never have, I don't think. And that's just something I don't agree with. Like I said, you're going to be promoting mediocre teams if you're just allowing 2/3 of your league to make it into the playoffs and have a chance.
100%. 12 teams making it to the playoffs. What is that? I ain't never heard of no bullshit like that in my life. And then 6 teams are the only ones that don't make
to win the title.
More than half of your leagues making the fucking playoffs.
There's no
that shit's ass.
set in stone solution for La Seleccion. I'm sure there's a ton of problems behind the scenes as well that we probably just don't really know about that are affecting a lot of things. For example, a lot of people's grievances with the national team is that they're playing so many games in the United States instead of playing in Mexico where, you know, they're supposed to play. It's the Mexican national team. Play in your home country, garner the support of your fans, build a fortress, create an environment where you're able to win more games, become more competitive. Because playing all these friendlies here, it's not doing you any better. I know you're making more money, but you have to play in Mexico. But I'm just some guy that makes YouTube videos. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I just wanted to see the best for La Seleccion. I don't think we're gonna have a good World Cup 2026, but you know, hoping for the best. Hopefully we can finally get past the round of 16. We have 2 years to get it together. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but who knows? Time will tell. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe Mexico's gonna end up winning the whole thing.
Fire take, fire video. I learned a lot. Jesus Christ, the Mexican in the Mexican league are making so much goddamn money. So much, Jesus Christ, I almost broke my headphones. So much money that why the fuck would you go to Europe? And Cisco's right. He had a bunch of beautiful takes. This is a very good video. Please go check out, go leave a like, subscribe to Cisco. I'm gonna leave the video down below. Comment section, let us know if you're Mexican, you're watching my video. Let me know what is wrong with the Mexican team. Personally, I think Cisco is correct. I do think that there's a lot of like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know, there's a lot of penis within, you know, the Mexican national team's fan base, and like, you know, I don't know, man. I feel like the glory days are not over. You guys are still the best team in CONCACAF. You guys need to tighten up and realize that the US is another force, and that the US is coming for your glory and coming for all your trophies. If you guys don't tighten up, it's about to be like a decade without a win, which is insane. And then the world, what Cisco said, I don't think the Mexican team is gonna have a good 26. We're probably gonna have to wait till 30. You can't develop players in 2 years, and you have like he said, 11 to 14 players of your team playing in the Liga MX, your best player, which is nuts to me. Santi Jimenez on the bench playing in Feyenoord, scoring goals, even more. They gotta figure that shit out, dog. I ain't giving no mercy, no anything. I love my Mexican people, and I'm saying this because like I'm a lover of the Mexican national, and I want the best for this team. But right now the are playing like ass. And Cisco, hey man, great video, great take. Let me know once again, let me know if I'm crazy, if I'm full of shit, if I'm being too hard on Mexico. But I think that the amount of talent, bro, I just think it's, you know, the Liga MX, their own nation, their own people holding them. Personally, y'all let me know in the comment section, man. Love y'all. It's been your boy Juancho Double O Jack. Peace.